Republicans passed their big ugly bill through the Senate. So now the battle switches over to the House of Representatives. And that's where the real MAGA acolytes live. So Representative Andy Harris, who represents the Eastern Shore of Maryland and parts of Baltimore, went on, of course, where else but Newsmax this morning to say, well, some really nasty stuff about the people he allegedly represents. I'm going to let you watch this clip because it's something.
Clarify and confirm, because some people are questioning, if will people get their Medicaid, will it go away?
Well, look, if you're on traditional Medicaid, you're disabled, you're elderly, you're pregnant, you're a child, you're not going to get anything taken away. Look, if you're able-bodied without dependents and you choose not to work, well, you shouldn't be on a public welfare program. That's the bottom line. If you're one of the 1.4 million illegal immigrants who are here, who are on Medicaid, you shouldn't be getting it. The bottom line is these are all counted in the CBO estimates. Again, you're an able-bodied person, you choose not to work, you should be off the public dole. Yes, you will lose your Medicaid coverage. Get a job and get coverage through a job if necessary, or sign up for Obamacare. You still have Obamacare as a backdrop for a lot of these individuals. So again, these numbers are highly inflated. No one who the core Medicaid program was designed for, that is the disabled, the elderly, pregnant women, children, none of them are going to lose their coverage under any of these plans.
Nope. And if you do, it's because you didn't deserve to have it in the first place.
And if you do, you didn't deserve to have it in the first place. What a great guy the anchor is. I don't even know his name because he's a slime. But look, let's run through that argument very quickly because I know we got short on time. Number one, let's start with if you're an able-bodied person laying around at 35 years old without a job, without health care, you got to get off the public dole. Do you hear that argument? Does it sound familiar to you? Does it sound like the old welfare queen arguments of the Reagan era? The lazy black women laying around all day making babies and cheating on welfare. You see, the Republicans have figured out they can't say that because it is way too fucking racist. So their new one is the lazy males laying around on their couches playing video games. It's not sure what color they are, but we know who they're talking about. That's the new welfare queen of 2025, in case you were wondering. Part two, the idea there's 1.4 million immigrants using Medicaid. Now listen to me very carefully. Federal law does not allow state Medicaid to go to immigrants. Now, state aid is different. For example, California and New York have their own state programs that have benefited upwards of several 100,000 immigrants, so they'll stay out of the ERs, so they take care of them. But no federal money goes to undocumented immigrants. This is a fact. So he's lying there. Finally, the idea that last part, get a job with healthcare. So let's talk about that. The Government Accountability Office did a study in 2020 that showed the top employers with employees using federal welfare assistance, including Medicare, Medicaid, and SNAP. Do you know who was number one in the states that had data? You guessed it, Walmart and McDonald's. Believe it or not, those two companies in the states that were studied have the most actual employees using federal assistance. That includes other companies, including Amazon, Kroger, and Dollar General. So yes, people have jobs and still can't afford or are given health care benefits. And I'll tell you one last story and I'll let you go. I have someone in my family very close to me. This young man's 28 years old. He was a bartender, full-time bartender at a local restaurant chain where he lives. Those restaurants didn't offer healthcare benefits, a stipend of like $200. So when he went online to apply to the Obamacare, the marketplace for that state that he lives in, when he did the numbers on his income using his tax statement and his income, he actually qualified for Medicare because he didn't make enough money. Full-time job, working his ass off, standing all day in tough conditions, working as hard as he can to make ends meet, and his income qualified him for low-income health care assistance. That is the story of millions of Americans. And no matter how much Republicans want to make you think they're deadbeats, they are not. They're hardworking people trying to make ends meet. And when they cut 17 million people off of the Medicare and Medicaid rolls, it will catch those people no matter what lies they say about them. Look, it's all bullshit, folks. Call your representative right now. Stop this in its tracks. They're going to kill Americans. Never ends. Be sure to subscribe to my Substack, fpwellman.substack.com. I'll keep an eye on it because, This shit never ends.